And welcome back to my channel, or of course welcome to my channel if you're new. If you are new, then hello, lovely to meet you. My name is Alex, and if you are new here, make sure you stick around and subscribe. If you're not new and you've been here for a while, then why not make sure the notification bell is switched on just so you're notified of every single time that I upload. As you guys know, I'm a huge fan of the Makeup Revolution Forever Flawless range. It's probably one of my favourite ranges that they do. I love the palettes, they just get better and better with quality, and I'm just such a big fan of them. So every single time that they bring out a new one, I have to buy it and test it out for you guys. So that is what we're doing today. They brought out this new palette. This is the Forever Flawless Timeless Fantasy palette, and this is what the packaging looks like. And before I get into that, today's video is actually in collaboration with one of my patrons, Charlotte. Her channel name is actually Lottie Loves. She has literally just recently started a YouTube channel, and she is also going to be reviewing this palette today as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link her video down below, so once you've watched this one, make sure you go ahead and check out her video on this palette as well. She is so lovely. She's actually such a natural on camera. Like, when I first started, I was so freaking shy. Like, look at any of my first videos, it's literally a totally different person. But when I watched her first video, I was actually really shocked at how confident she was already. So props to you, Charlotte. I will leave her channel link down below, so make sure you go and check her out. So this is what the packaging looks like for the Timeless Fantasy palette. It kind of reminds me of literally like the first few palettes that they released. They were in very similar packaging, and I think there's one that literally looks identical to this. And then this is what the Timeless Fantasy palette looks like. So this is indeed another neutral palette. When this launched, one of my other patrons, Rebecca, actually said that this reminded her of the Natasha Denona Glam palette. Now I do have that right here, so let's just quickly have a look. I have not used this palette yet. It's very expensive. I think I got it when it was on discount, but I literally still haven't used it, so yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so these are both the Forever Flawless palette and the Natasha Denona Glam palette. I do think they look a little bit similar, you know. I feel like there's a couple of tones or a few tones in there that definitely look similar. So if these look pretty similar to you and you don't want to spend £60 on an eyeshadow palette, then definitely check out the Revolution one, because yeah, that is actually crazy. You can definitely compare some of the tones in here, and I reckon they would look similar. So I am going to be doing just the review on this palette today, but if you would like me at some point in the future to compare it to the Natasha Denona Glam palette, then definitely let me know, because I can do that for you. I forgot to tell you, this palette retails for £12, and it is indeed cruelty free and vegan. So now that I've given you a little bit of a rundown of the palette, let's get into the swatches. Okay guys, so this is the entire palette swatched. A lot of shimmers, which is a bit of a shame, because this would have been like a really good cool toned neutral palette, but there's just too many shimmers in it for me. The mattes, I'm not gonna lie, are not wowing me. The shimmers are probably the best thing swatched in this palette. Obviously it could be totally different on the eyes, but a couple of the mattes felt a little bit hardly pressed. The shimmers definitely had more of a like creamy formula. So let's get this on our eyes. I just went off camera and primed my eyes with the Revolution Ultimate Eye Base. Now, because there's not a lot of mattes in this palette, obviously I can just take what I've got in front of me. So firstly I'm going to take the shade Contemporary, which is this light brown here. And I'm going to wick it all in my crease. Not a lot of fallout actually. Is it the brush though? To blend that crease shade out, I'm going to take the shade Fancy, which is this really light matte down here. Just going to take a little bit on like a big fluffy brush. So that's worked really nicely, and now I'm going to take the shade Chic, which is this one here. And I'm just going to build that up in my crease just so I can use like more mattes. Did not expect to be doing two cool tone looks in a row. Definitely not my usual style. I'm just going to go back in with my fluffy blending brush and just buff out those edges. Next, I'm going to take the shade Desire, which is this one here, and I'm going to put that in my inner and outer corner. I'm going to do a slightly more easier look today. So again, the shades have kind of just like all meshed into one, so I don't really feel like I have a lot of dimension, do you know what I mean? So what I'm going to do with the same brush, I'm going to take the shade Style, which is a super dark grey, I think. It's not quite black, but it is like a really dark browny grey. Okay, so for the middle of my lid, I think I'm going to go slightly different and take a bit of the shade Elegant, which is this one here. And I'm going to put that in the middle of my lid. Do I take my finger? Or... And then I'm going to add a tiny little bit of Lust just on top. And then for my lower lash line, I'm going to take that Style shade again, the darkest matte in the palette. And then for my inner corners and brow bone, I'm going to take this bright icy shade called Superior. Okay, and I think that finishes the look off very nicely. So I'm going to hop off camera, I'm going to put some lashes, mascara and lipstick on, and then I'll be right back. Right guys, so I'm back and this is my completed look. So for my lashes, I of course used my Revolution and Roxy lashes. Freaking love these. I literally do not need to buy any more lashes because these are literally all that I wear. My mascara is the Benefit Bad Girl Bang Again. It is a really good mascara. It's very expensive, but I'm just using it basically to use it up. I have so many mascaras and I need to get through them. For my lips, I thought I'd wear something a bit different. I don't wear red lips a lot, but I just felt that this look is very neutral, very cool tone, very like minimal, so why not put a bold lip on? I do love a bold lip. This is actually from Revlon and this is the Ultra HD Matte Lip Mousse, and oh my goodness, I have never used this before. I think it come in like a free box I got off of Boots. This formula is actually insane. It literally is like such a lightweight moussey texture and it feels so comfortable on the lips, I cannot tell you. So I'm going to check out some of the nude colours in this collection if they even do any. I've literally never seen any other lipsticks in this collection before, so I would highly recommend this formula. It is so freaking good. Now we can finally sit down and talk about this eyeshadow palette. So firstly, I do love the Forever Flawless range. I love the tin packaging. Like, this is like my favourite packaging by Revolution. I don't know, I just love it. It's easy to clean. It just looks a little bit more expensive. I mean, this is more expensive. It is like £12. The colour story is very pretty. I would probably change it up myself though, because there's not loads and loads of mattes in here. There is so many shimmers. I don't know what Revolution are doing, but it just seems that every single palette that they're launching have so many shimmers in them. Like, what happened to all the matte shades? Like, why are we lacking so many mattes in palettes? It really frustrates me, because when you look at this, it's like, oh, I can only really create, you know, maybe one, maybe two looks, and then I can just change up the shimmer. Like, I need more mattes, I need more depth, do you know what I mean? Like, I need more from this.
I think maybe we should swap seats. Let me just quickly, let me finish this up. Come on. So, as you can see, it's not really doing it for me. You've got not a lot of variety in this palette. I mean, look, you've got this Superior shade, it looks alright. But the rest of the palette, I mean, what's going on? You know, I want to be adventurous with my makeup, not... I'm seeing 6 different shades of brown. Brown! It just doesn't do it for me. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. There you go. Video's done. You can take a break. Brilliant.
Thank you. Anyways, what I was saying, that this palette just doesn't do it for me. I need more matte shades in here. There's nowhere near enough mattes that I would like. There's loads of shimmers in here. They are super pretty. I do love the formula of the shimmers in this palette. Like, they are so pretty, and that light, nice metallic-y foily texture. It is very beautiful, but that's about it really. Like, it is a nice palette. This would, do you know what? This would be perfect for someone who's a beginner in cool toned looks. I feel like cool tones, you know, is not as popular as the bright shades and the warm tones. So maybe if you're a beginner in cool toned eye looks and you just don't know where to start or what to begin with, this could be a good starter palette, because they do only give you a selected few mattes to play with, and I feel like you can create a really pretty cool toned look without going super heavy. If you are a fan of cool tone palettes and you have a lot of them in your collection, I don't think that you necessarily need this in your collection, because I don't think it's anything too special. Do you know what I mean? Like, it is £12 as well, so it's not the cheapest of eyeshadow palettes from Revolution, and you can definitely get some really beautiful cool toned palettes that have way more mattes and way more variety. So yeah, this is a pretty palette. Not my favourite cool tone palette that I have in my collection, but if you are a beginner or you just haven't really dabbled into cool tone makeup as much, then this could be a good palette for you. So yeah, pretty, just not my favourite cool tone palette. So I'm going to round this video off there. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please let me know by smashing the thumbs up button. Let me know down below what you think of this eyeshadow palette, and obviously don't forget to go and check out Charlotte's video as well. That will be linked down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!